sit down at the table to keep score, look for these items: a 2-set non-deciding set score sheet, a deciding set score sheet, which is often on the back of the non-deciding set score sheets, 2 lineup sheets, a Libero control sheet, and a pen and pencil. Here, you see the score sheet that is used with the various parts of the sheet labeled. This module covers the sections used most while keeping score. Let's start with the heading information. When you first arrive at the score table, check to see if the heading section of the score sheet is already filled out. Many tournaments pre-print this. If not, here's the information that really needs to be completed before the match starts. If you have a pen, it's best to use ink to record the heading information: date of the match, court number, scheduled match time, team names. Everything you write on the score sheet is done using capital letters. The referee can assist you in filling in the rest of the information before the start of the match. The next section to fill out is the officials section. If possible, complete this section in ink. Ask the referee their names and record that information in the officials section of the sheet, remembering to print their last names first, followed by their first names. You can see here that Alice Beck is the first referee and Bill Table is the second referee. You then print your name in the appropriate box beneath the referees and fill in your team name and region. The next area you'll complete is the time and team information row, also in ink if possible. After the coin toss, the referee informs you which team is serving and which side of the court each team is on for the first set. From your viewpoint at the score table, Lightning is serving from the left and Thunder is receiving on the right. Place the team names in the appropriate section. Next to the team names, you see the letters A on the left and B on the right. The team who starts the match on your left for set 1, Lightning, will be Team A throughout the entire match. Likewise, the team on the right, Thunder, will be Team B for the entire match. In that same row, next to the A and B, you see the letters S and R in circles, one above the other. Lightning is serving first, so place an X over the circle S on the left side of the sheet to show they will be serving first in the set. This means that Thunder is receiving, so place an X over the R in the circle on the right side. You need to place one more X on the sheet before you're ready to move on. This X will be placed in the service rounds box for the receiving team. Because Thunder is receiving first, the player in position 1 will not be their first server. The team will rotate before they serve. Place an X in the first service round box under position 1 for Thunder. Remember that at the start of the set, always write 3 X's on the sheet before you even enter the lineups. An X to mark the serving team, an X to mark the receiving team, and an X in the first service round box under the position 1 player on the receiving team. Next, record the lineups. Before entering the lineups on the score sheet, make sure there are no duplicate numbers anywhere on the sheet. There is a C next to the number of one of the players indicating the game captain. There are numbers or an X in all Libero boxes, and the coach has signed the lineup sheet. If you find duplicate numbers or any other item is missing, ask the second referee to verify the information before entering it on the score sheet. Now that you've checked the lineups, enter them onto the service order section of the sheet. The player number in the Roman numeral box 1 on the lineup sheet is entered into the Roman numeral column 1 in the service order area for that team, then box 2, box 3, and so on. It doesn't matter if a team is serving or receiving, the lineups are always entered in the same fashion. Lightning is on the left, so enter their lineup as seen here. Then record 16 and 20 in the Libero boxes on Lightning's side of the score sheet. Be sure to enter the captain information. If there is no formal roster or roster captain, write an X in the square next to captain and in the circle, enter the captain as noted on the submitted lineup sheet. Enter Thunder's lineup in the same manner, not forgetting to enter the liberos, 1 and X, in the libero boxes on Thunder's side of the score sheet. Then enter Thunder's captain information. The libero, number 1, is allowed to be captain. But because the libero must leave the floor at some point, the coach may choose to declare an alternate captain on the lineup, as Thunder has done with number 10. After entering both lineups, give the lineup sheets to the assistant scorer, who will enter the information onto the libero control sheet. During the match, be sure to work closely with the assistant scorer. After you complete the information for the first set of the match, enter the information you know for the second set to save time between sets. Fill out the team names and service status, remembering that the teams may switch sides for the second set, and that the team that served first in the first set will receive in the second set. Be sure to write the 3 X's discussed earlier and complete the libero information for both teams. If the team has designated 2 liberos in the first set, enter both liberos for that team for the second set. If the team has designated 0 or 1 libero in the first set, leave the first libero box for that team blank, but enter an X in the second libero box. Here is what your score sheet will look like before the first serve of this set. While the second referee is checking the team lineups on the court, you should use the score sheet to check the team lineups and the libero number for both teams. If you see a player on the court you think might be in the wrong position, bring it to the attention of the second referee right away. Work closely with the second referee during the entire match. If you have any issues at all, don't hesitate to let the second referee know you need some assistance. When the teams are on the court and you are ready for the start of play, give the referees the ready signal. Once play begins, you record most information on this part of the score sheet. In looking at the score sheet, you know that number 9 for Lightning is the first server, since the team on your left is marked as serving first in the set. Make sure that number 9 contacts the ball for service. Then you will use a pen to write the start time in the appropriate box where it says Start. You may then switch to pencil. In that first service round box, place a small check mark on the 1 to indicate that number 9 served the ball. When Lightning wins the rally, all you do is slash the 1 in the points column for Lightning. Lightning serves again, so make sure that number 9 is still serving. She does, and Lightning wins the next rally as well. Slash point 2 in the points column for Lightning. Lightning number 9 serves again, and this time Lightning loses the rally. Because Thunder will serve next, number 9 is done serving for this term of service. You see in Lightning's points column that the last number slashed is 2. In the service round box where you placed a check when number 9 first served, write 2 as the exit score for that service round. And since a point is scored on every service, slash the 1 in the points column for Thunder. Let's record a few more points. For Thunder, number 8 now serves, so check the number 1 in the first service rounds box under player number 8. If any player other than the correct server, in this case Thunder number 8, serves, wait until the service occurs and then notify the second referee that there was a wrong server and don't make a check mark in the box for the player who should have served. Here, they do have the correct server, so when Thunder wins the rally, in Thunder's points column, slash the second point. Number 8 serves once more, and this time Lightning wins the rally. It is now the end of Thunder number 8's term of service, so place a 2, Thunder's score according to the points column, in the service round box. And don't forget to slash the next point, 3, in Lightning's points column. When a libero serves, you record things a little bit differently. Let's take a look at how to do this. When Lightning rotates, libero number 16 replaces number 3 to serve. A libero can only enter the game through replacements, and this is not noted on the score sheet. But you do need to record the libero serving. When the libero contacts the ball, check the service round box under the correct position that is serving. Then, draw a triangle around the Roman numeral 2 in the service order. The triangle indicates the only position in which either libero for Lightning may serve for the remainder of this set. When a libero serve results in a point for that team, triangle the next point in the points column instead of slashing it. In this case, the libero serve results in a point for Lightning, so draw a triangle around the number 4 in their points column. The libero serves again, and Lightning wins another rally. So draw a triangle around point 5 in Lightning's points column. The next time the libero serves, Thunder wins the rally, and the Lightning libero's term of service is over. Because Lightning has 5 points in their points column, record the number 5 in the checked box under player number 3 and slash the next point, number 3, in Thunder's points column. When the referee whistles to authorize a substitution, there are 2 areas on the scoresheet to record the information: score at substitution and the substitutions row. Recording a substitution is straightforward. Substitutions by the team on your left are recorded on that side of the scoresheet. Substitutions by the team on your right are recorded on the right side. When the referee whistles a substitution request, you see 2 players in the substitution zone, one coming from the bench and the other leaving the court. Here, number 24 has entered the substitution zone, ready to enter the court, and number 28 ready to leave. In the first row of boxes under player 28, in the first box, enter 24, the player substituting into the game. Then, put the score of the substituting team into the second box in that row, followed by the opponent's score to the right of the colon. In this case, the score at the time of substitution is 11-8. Then, slash the next number in the substitutions row. Since this is the first substitution for this team, slash the 1. When you complete recording the substitution, indicate to the referees that you are ready for play to resume. When a player returns to the court, or when another player substitutes into that same position, simply place the information in the next row of boxes under the player's position. Here you see that number 5 entered the game for number 24 when the score was 11-10, and then the starting player, number 28, re-entered the game for number 5 at 11-11. These are all legal substitutions. Always remember to slash the next number in the substitution row for each substitution, and let the referees know when you have finished recording all the information and are ready for play to begin again. Each team is allowed 12 substitutions per set. Inform the second referee when a team has taken their 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th substitutions. A player may only play one service position in each set. There is no limit on the number of players who may play in one position, but once someone plays in that position, that player may not play in any other position. Take your time with substitutions and be sure you are accurate. Play should not resume until you've recorded all information and are ready for play to start. If you need more time, inform your R2. Now let's take a look at how and where you record a timeout. You can find the timeout box right between the service rounds area in the middle of the scoresheet. Recording a timeout is quite simple. When a team requests a timeout, write the current score in the first available box on that team's side of the timeout boxes. The first score listed is the score of the team requesting the timeout. In this example, you see that the team on your left was granted both of its 2 allowed timeouts, and the team on your right has 1 timeout remaining in the set. After recording the scores in the timeout box, visually show the referees how many timeouts each team has taken. During each timeout, check that the visual score is accurate, the number of substitutions matches the total team substitutions, and the score at substitution entries are correct. The second referee may also check the score sheet or ask if everything looks good. When the timeout is over and the teams return to the court, give the referees the ready signal. The set is over when a team reaches 25 points and leads by at least 2 points. At the conclusion of the set, there are a few things you do to make sure that all information is recorded properly. Let's take a look at what you do in the service rounds box at the end of the set. First, in the current service round box, enter the score of 25, and then, using pen, circle the final score in the service rounds box of both teams. In this instance, circle the 25 on the left and the 19 on the right. Also, enter the time the set ended in the time and team information. If the receiving team scores the final point of set, be sure to write that final point in the next service round box, giving that team its final point, but without a check in the service round box. Then, complete by circling the final scores. The next thing to do is to close out the points column for each team. To finish the points column, draw a T-bar through all unused points for both teams. Do this by placing a horizontal line across the column underneath the last point recorded. Then, draw a vertical line through the numbers from the horizontal line to the bottom of the column. Lastly, for each unused column containing a number, draw a vertical line through the numbers from top to bottom of the column. The last thing needed at the end of the set is to complete the results section. This is the first set of the match, so fill in the correct information in the area for Set 1 results. Lightning won the first set over Thunder, 25-19. Check over the first set and see that you've recorded all points correctly and that you have the correct winning team. At the end of the match, there are a few additional things that need to be completed before you're finished with your duties. The first will be the completion of the results section. At the end of the second set, fill out the information for Set 2 results. When the match is completed, make sure you fill out who won the match, followed by the number of sets they won and the number of sets they lost. In this case, Lightning won the match 2-0 over Thunder. Check over the score sheet to make sure everything is properly completed and make sure the signatures section is filled out. Once you know that you've completed everything correctly and have the right team winning the match, sign your name on the scorer line in the signatures section. Then, ask the first referee to sign the score sheet. Sanctions occur only once in a great while. When they do happen, they are recorded in the sanctions box. Here is a quick look at the most frequent sanctions. Try to record sanctions quickly. If needed, have the referee assist you in filling out the information at the time of the sanction. When you're all done writing, give the referees the ready signal. When the referee informs you of an improper request, simply put an X in the appropriate circle. In this case, Team B was issued an improper request. If the referee tells you a team has earned a delay warning, place a D in the warning column, indicate which team was at fault, the set, and the score, with score of the team that earned the warning listed first. Other sanctions are shown here, but we'll not go over those circumstances. Should they occur, the referee will help you. When a match goes to a deciding set, or there's a one-set playoff, a slightly different score sheet is used. The deciding set score sheet is often printed on the back of the non-deciding set score sheet. For the most part, you keep score exactly as you did on the regular score sheet, with a few exceptions. When you pull out the deciding set score sheet, the first thing to do is to transfer over all sanction information and pertinent information in the remarks section, because these carry through for the entire match. Fill out any heading information just as you did for the other sets of the match, then fill in the officials section and record the set number in the appropriate box. You see that the scoring section is wider than that on the non-deciding set score sheet. Don't be confused by this. For the most part, you keep score on the far left side and middle of the sheet for the first half of the set, and the middle and far right side of the sheet for the second half. Let's look now at how you record things differently on the scoring section. After the coin toss, the referee informs you on which sides the teams start the set. Here, Lightning receives on your left and Thunder serves first from your right. Write Lightning in both team boxes on the far left and far right sections of the score sheet, and also put the letter A in the appropriate circles, as Lightning was designated as Team A at the beginning of the match. Then remember to X the R, indicating that Lightning receives the first serve. Write Thunder in the team box in the middle section of the sheet. Note they are Team B, and X the S, showing that Thunder serves first. Finally, record the third X in the first service round box under position 1 for Lightning, because they are not serving to start the set. Now, enter the lineups just as you would for any other set. The only difference is that the information and lineups for the team that starts on your left is entered on both the far left and far right sides of the score sheet, and the team that starts on your right is entered only in the middle section. This way, the information is where you need it when the teams change courts in the middle of the set. Note that you do not transfer the X onto the far right side of the score sheet. During the first part of the set, keep score using the far left and middle sections of the score sheet. Now, let's move ahead to the time where there are differences in keeping score on the deciding set sheet. The score is currently 7-7. Lightning number 14 is the current server, since there is no exit score in the checked service round box under her number. Note that you must also record all substitutions on the far left side on the far right side. Similarly, the triangle noting a Libero Serve and any timeouts taken by the team on the far left are also recorded on the far right when they occur. And, of course, any substitutions that occur for the team starting on the right are only recorded in the middle section of the score sheet. What is not recorded on the far right side of the sheet are the points scored by the team on the left before the court switch. There are a couple of scenarios of how to record the 8th point, depending on which team reaches 8 first. In this first situation, a player on the left serves, and that team wins the rally. In this case, number 14 from Lightning serves the 8th point. Because Lightning won the point while on the left, slash the 8 in the far left-hand points column and the far right-hand points column. Then record an 8 in the points at change circle in the right section. Do not enter an exit score in the checked service round box on the far left side, because number 14 continues to serve after the court switch. Then transfer the last exit score from the far left to the far right side of the sheet, but not the corresponding check mark. After the court switch, Lightning number 14 continues serving, and when the term of service is over, enter the exit score only on the far right section of the score sheet with no check mark. After you've recorded all information for the court switch, show the ready signal to the referees. Let's now take a look at the second situation. It is still 7-7, and the team on the left serves. Here, however, the team on the right, Thunder, wins the point. First, under the server on the far left in the checked service round box, record the exit score of 7, then slash point 8 in the Thunder points column. Then record the score of 7 in the points at change circle next to the team name on the far right. Lastly, transfer Lightning's last service round's exit score from the far left to the far right section and slash the last point scored by Lightning, which is 7, in the far right-hand points column. But again, do not transfer the corresponding check mark. When Lightning next serves, number 2 is the correct server. After you've recorded all information for the court switch, show the ready signal. Here are some tips that will help you record information properly on a deciding set score sheet. All pertinent sanctions and notes in the remarks section from earlier sets must be transferred to the deciding set score sheet. Remember, all sanctions carry through the entire match. The lineup for the team that starts on your left will be recorded in both the far left and far right section service order boxes. Prior to the court switch, all timeouts and substitutions for the team starting on your left will be recorded on both the far left and far right sections. And if the libero for the team starting on your left serves before the court switch, place the triangle around the Roman numeral in both the far left and far right service order sections. Prior to the court switch, any points that are earned by the team starting on the left, except for the last point before the switch, will be slashed only in the points column on the far left of the sheet. Whether in a deciding set of a 2 out of 3 or a 3 out of 5 match, the teams switch sides when one of the teams reaches 8 points. If you're scoring a one-set playoff to 25, the teams switch sides when the first team reaches 13 points.